Diecast, Undo the Wicked. So this is a song that I've had kind of in my rotation for many years, and it's because it's got horsepower. I love metal songs with horsepower, and this one has got undeniable horsepower. What was interesting on transcribing and learning this song is, I was never that fond of roughly the second half of the song. It kind of seemed like some of the horsepower faded. But you're in for a treat. If you're going to learn the guitar riffs on this one, it makes the song fun. So when you're just listening to the song, at least in my opinion, kind of like towards the back 3/4 of this song, it was like, okay, it didn't have the oomph that the beginning of the song did. But when you're learning the riffs and you're playing along with the song, it's a lot funner than just listening to the back half of it. So that's a serious plus, is you get to enjoy it. Now, what I'm going to do is go through the riffs, and if there's something that stands out, I'll talk about them, and I'll reference the number, the seconds that they're playing on. So if you want to match the narrative to an image, you might want to go through and screenshot some of these all the tab pages, and they're just going to be equidistant, spread out through the narrative. So let's see. Tuning, drop C. Nothing too special to talk about there. What is kind of cool about the beginning of this song is I kind of thought about recording it with my left hand in my pocket, but ultimately the last thing I needed was one other layer of difficulty to screw something else up and have to take a few more takes of it. That all being said, is it's right hand predominant, and I had a buddy of mine say it looked kind of like Meshuggah, and it's like, maybe. I haven't learned any Meshuggah as of yet, so but I do know that they're kind of open string heavy, and so the beginning of this one is that way as well. Now, one of the things that it was a challenge with this song, and it starts here at the riff at 30 seconds to 51 seconds. And it's that this rhythm is low in the mix, and it's kind of hard to hear it. And because it's hard to hear it, it took me some work to get in the pocket with it. If it would have been stronger in the mix, probably I would have gone right along with it. So I share that with you, where if you're struggling with it, I was struggling with it too, and part of it is kind of low in the mix. And there's another riff later in the song that I'll get to that was really challenging, and the drums were really irritating on that one. So when I get to that, I'll describe why. 53 seconds to 1 minute and 22 seconds. What stands out to me on this riff is something that I've noticed in the past with other songs, and it happened here. And it was when there's an existing tab, it can be very misleading. So on this riff, you'll see that there's a slide from the 6th fret to 7th fret. Well, the tab was from the 5th fret to the 7th fret, and then kind of back, and it sounded like crap. I'm like, something's off, and it took me a long time to figure it out. There's like this psychological effect on you when you're looking at a tab, and if it's incorrect, it really leaves an impression on you, and it's hard to deviate from it. So I guess two things on that one. Be aware, don't think the tabs are going to be a be-all, end-all, because if they're wrong, they're really going to mislead you, and you're really going to be trying to make it work. Another thing that I think is worth saying is, if you're making really good progress on a song and most of the riffs, but then all of a sudden you get to a riff where it's just not working for you and it's just hard as hell, it's probably tabbed wrong. What I'm finding is that guitarists keep with a flow and complexity level for the most part, and it's kind of rare for out of the blue there to be some riff that's just really hard. And that happened to me twice in this song, where there was a couple sections where I transcribed it wrong. And I'm like, this is a tough chain. This change is kind of tough. I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time working on it. But as I was spending lots of time working on it, it kind of clicked on me like, oh, I transcribed it wrong. And it was actually easier to play than I had originally transcribed it. So keep that in mind. Wrong tabs will mislead you and keep you from going in the right direction. And they'll come across as, all of a sudden there's just a super hard riff, and it's, could be transcribed wrong. So I'm going to scroll through these riffs, see if there's something else that I need to discuss. Still scrolling through. So the riff at 3 minutes and 21 seconds to 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and probably the following measure after that, is that was really challenging, and the drummer kind of pissed me off on that one. And I'll tell you why. The reason it was challenging is it was low in the mix, and you're coming out of a fast riff, and you want to be playing fast, but no, they slow down. And then the drummer, and I'm not heavy into music theory, but I guess the way I would describe it is he's playing beats that are hitting on a whole note when the guitarist, for example, would be hitting beats based on a half note, meaning that the drum beat is just much slower than the guitar beat. Now, was it actually half notes and whole notes? Who knows? But the drum beat was slow, and the hi-hat was like slow as hell, and it was... he just didn't give me something to hit off of. Maybe my ear's not good enough, which is quite possible. But I had to work on it. I had to work on feel. And I'm going to guess even for the band members, the drummer's not that nice to him. He could have accented a lot of where the guitar parts are going to be. I just got done doing a Napalm Death song, which was fast and could have easily been muddy, but that drummer really accented all the little changes of when the guitarist was going to go to a new fret for the most part. And that's not what you're getting out of Diecast. The drummer, it's like he prided himself on going, I'm going to really slow this freaking down a lot on you. And he did, in my opinion, doesn't make it easy on his guitarist. But it's a catchy song, so, maybe his approach added to the catchiness. Maybe it'd still be catchy if he appeased me and made it easy for me to find the beat. But here we are. Let's see if there's anything else that stands out. Oh, there's no solo. Another win. We can get through a song quickly without getting bogged down, having to learn some nuances of a solo. So, hope you guys enjoy the song. I enjoyed it. It was heavy and right hand demanding, kind of thrashy, and have a good one.